Back at it here. It's a Monday, another exciting week of local television entertainment, local television information, and local television TV is upon us. I am Dan Kuntz. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, 19th day of August, 2024. It is 61 degrees, high clouds. We've been under the influence of that low. Been parked just off the coast of our state. It's going to be here for one more day. Pretty warm temperatures, all things considered, and then a cool down. Pretty big one. We're going to see temperatures well below normal by Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Chance of rain. It's going to kind of almost feel autumnal, if you will. We're not there yet. Still got quite a bit of summer to go, of course, over a month officially of summer. The days are getting shorter. The sun's not up in the sky as much. You can kind of feel it in the air a little bit. Forecast details are coming up. Quite the thunderstorm we had Saturday night, wasn't it? Didn't bring us a lot of rain. Now keep in mind, thunderstorms are by definition isolated. Some places get quite a bit of rain. Other places very little or none at all. That was really the case on Saturday night. It was coming down sideways at my house. The rain got to places where it doesn't normally rain. Other places barely got skimmed. A couple of little fires in the northern part of the valley. Nothing too concerning about that because there was some rain associated with those lightning strikes. We'll have that in the news. In sports, the Apple Sox 1 out away from winning the West Coast League Championship Friday night down in Portland. I think you know what happened by now. We will show highlights, but the Mariners won. We like that. And the Seahawks lost a game that doesn't count anyway. We'll have all that in sports. And Haley Van Lith, by the way, was in town last week. Seeing some friends and family and catching up, and Eric Granstrom had a chance to visit with Haley. Easy for me to say. We'll have a snippet of that conversation today. The whole interview will be tomorrow. Today we're going to have Dr. Corey Callahar on the program, Superintendent of the Wenatchee School District. School starts early, Wednesday, August 28th. It's just the quirk in the calendar. Labor Day is pretty early this year, about as early as it can get. So they have an early start to the school year. Dr. Corey Callahar will give us a preview of what the Wenatchee School District has in store for the upcoming school year. Let's do our tour around the valley. A few high clouds out there. We could sure use some rain, and by golly, we may get some. Best chance of rain is going to be Thursday. About a 40% chance of rain there. We'll take it. I wish we had more rain on Saturday night. We didn't. We only officially up at Paintball Memorial Airport on Saturday night. We only got 2/100ths of an inch of rain. I can tell you for sure at my house there was more than that for a brief period of time, about 9:45 to about 10. It was coming down pretty good. Good morning to the valley. Good morning to the upper valley. Off to Peshaston and Dryden and Leavenworth we go from the very tip top of Stein Hill, pointed right up the US 2 corridor with Alala Canyon to your right on off into Dryden. You can see beautiful downtown Dryden. As a matter of fact, Orchards still got some things going on up there. I've been scarfing down the pluots left and right. I love pluots. I eat them right now, as many as I can, because they have a very short life span. From the time they come off the tree to the time they're in the local farmers markets and fruit stands and grocery stores until the pluot season is over. I try to eat them as many as I can. Yeah, I don't know why. I just have a thing for pluots. I'm a strange guy. Lake Wenatchee, good morning to the lake. There you go. A few high clouds up there. Looks pretty still. I understand the only real issue they've had with the salmon fishing season up there, which has been spectacular, they've had some pretty windy conditions. The wind can really channel down the two valleys of the Little Wenatchee and the White River, and that can make things a little windy at the top of the lake. Outside of that, they're catching fish left and right up at Lake Wenatchee, and they'll be doing that through the end of the month. And let's head on up to Lake Chelan. And the thing that I noticed when we looked at this camera earlier is how brown the hills are. We are in a drought. We're about 1.5 inches behind where we should be for precipitation this year. It's borderline severe drought. We just need the rain. There is a little rain in the forecast. We need more, but that's the Union Valley camera on the north shore of Lake Chelan, looking back towards the south end of Lake Chelan. Now that's like the Wenatchee Valley way, way off in the distance. You see that little abutment up there. That's us, folks. One slide to show for you. This shows the high temperatures forecast throughout the week. This shows you some other locations that we don't normally cover. Moses Lake, Omak, for instance. As you can see, a gradual cooling trend. So we're going to start out slightly above normal for this time of the year earlier in the week, and then we're going to cool down to below normal later on in the week. Our normal high is 86. Saturday we hit 90. Sunday, we got to 85, so just about normal on Sunday. We'll be slightly above that, a little bit below that on Tuesday, and then well below normal by the middle of the week, with hopefully some rain from the National Weather Service. Partly sunny today. The clouds will thin out a little bit as the day progresses. Not a lot of wind. We'll top off at 88. 59 for the overnight low tonight. We start the transition really on Tuesday night. Tomorrow looks fine. Lots of sunshine, high of 83. It's going to be a little cooler tomorrow because there's going to be a cooler overnight low tonight. So it'll take us a little while to start the warming process. And then another system starts rolling in Tuesday night. We'll get down to 57. Sunshine Wednesday, but a lot cooler, only 80. And now we're talking about a little bit of rain. I wish it was a whole bunch of rain. It isn't. A 30% chance of rain Wednesday night. A lot of clouds, 59 for the overnight low. Partly sunny Thursday, about a 40% chance of some showers Thursday. Yeah, baby. 80 for the high. That's below normal. We'll get to 83 on Friday with some passing clouds, and only 79 for the high on Saturday, but lots and lots of sunshine. Looks like the weather's going to be perfect for the NCW Fair up in Waterville this week, and that is the weather. At 6 minutes after the hour, after a quick break, we'll do your headlines. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley Monday edition on the NCW Live channel.
Enjoy the sounds of summer from your very own pool and spa. Blue Lagoon is now scheduling pool installations for this summer. Call today to schedule a free consultation for a custom San Juan fiberglass pool. And let the experts at Blue Lagoon handle the construction, installation, and regular maintenance. Turn your boring backyard into vacation paradise this summer with industry-leading San Juan pool. No need to go off the deep end. Relax knowing you're in great hands with Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa.
Public notice. Never before RV public auction. 5 days only. August 22nd to the 26th. Come down and place your bid with no bid refused. There's hundreds of new and used RVs to be auctioned like Flagstaff, Starcraft, Forest River, Chaco, and Salem. Amazing financing. 0 down and no payments until 2025. There's food and refreshments. And you could be an instant winner of a 2024 trailer or $30,000 in cash. So don't miss the one-time only bid and buy auction sale. 5 days only. August 22nd through the 26th.
The family at the Epladolin want to help your loved one feel at ease in their new home environment. Epladolin offers beautiful one-bedroom and studio apartments. Residents enjoy 3 delicious home-style meals a day, laundry service, housekeeping service, and encouragement to make themselves cozy in their new home. Epladolin welcomes your family to come and visit their family. Epladolin, independent and assisted living. They make the complicated easy for you. Call today for a tour.
I have a question. Are you paying over $170 to $230 for your Medigap supplement? At Springwater Insurance, we search all Medicare plans available in our state. We don't work for any insurance companies, we work for you. And the insurance companies pay us to teach you. Now, our clients are paying as low as $137 per month for their Medicare plans. So call right now for a free phone quote. It takes about a minute. Call us at 509-888-2600.
Just about 9 minutes after the hour, a few high clouds, 60 degrees. Will be pretty warm today, above normal with quite a bit of sunshine. A little cooler on Tuesday. Start talking maybe a little bit of rain, showers anyway, Wednesday night into Thursday. A lightning-caused fire in Yaxham Canyon led authorities to issue a warning to nearby residents. This was late Saturday after those big thunderstorms. They also had a second smaller fire reported in the Plain area. The Yaxham fire originated about 4.5 miles due south of Kashmir. It was reported about 9:44 in the evening Saturday night after that thunderstorm with localized lightning swept across our area. It was estimated at about 60 acres in size. Chelan County Emergency Management issued a level 1 fire advisory at about 11:40 Saturday night. That was for properties near Yaxham Canyon and Mission Creek Road, south of Binder Road. Level 1 advisories warn residents to be aware of fire danger and firefighting activity in their area. The Shugart fire, initially estimated at about 10 acres, was reported just after 9 o'clock Saturday night on Beesteen Hill. That's about 2 miles northeast of Plain. The level 1 advisory there affected Allen Road and South Shugart Flats Road. Lake Wenatchee Fire and Rescue said the rain that followed Saturday's lightning helped dampen the spread of those fires. The East Wenatchee man accused of killing his partner and leaving her 4-year-old child alone with her body was arraigned Thursday on a charge of second-degree murder. Back in early June, 22-year-old Ashton Bunting Jr. allegedly killed his girlfriend, Cynthia Ring, in the apartment that they shared on Eastmont Avenue. Bunting, of course, then left the state. Police found Ring's 4-year-old son alone in the apartment. They discovered Ring's body in the locked bedroom of the apartment. Bunting was arrested in Ohio about a week later and then transported to the Chelan County Jail on July 24th. Douglas County Judge Brian Huber on Thursday ordered Bunting to stand trial October 9th, although that date is most likely changing. His bail will be set at $3 million. A driver accused of hitting a bicyclist at Ferry Street and South Wenatchee Avenue last week is free from jail ahead of trial. And now a dash cam video collected by the Wenatchee Police Department shows the moment of the accident. It took place about 5:20 p.m. on Monday. We obtained the video through a public records request. It comes from the dash cam of a Ballard ambulance vehicle that was traveling nearby. Police say the 55-year-old driver of the silver Honda admitted to striking the woman on her bicycle as she pedaled north onto the crosswalk and then driving away towards East Wenatchee. The 32-year-old bicyclist was treated at Confluence Health Hospital for injuries including a head wound and injuries to her shoulder and ribs. He has not yet been criminally charged, the driver, but police are seeking 1 count of hit and run. The Moses Lake School District could enter binding conditions with the Office of the Superintendent of Public Instruction at the end of this month. The school district, as you know by now, has been dealing with a $20 million budget shortfall because of 2 levy failures and an $11 million budgeting error, which has led to the layoffs of over 260 employees. A school district enters binding conditions when it is unable to provide a balanced budget to OSPI. Under binding conditions, OSPI and the North Central Educational Services District would provide oversight of the Moses Lake School District. Moses Lake needs to submit their budget to OSPI by the end of this month. Of course, the Wenatchee Riverfront Railway is a favorite diversion for youngsters and families, for that matter, who visit the Riverside Park system. But right now, the 10-inch gauge miniature railroad is on hiatus because of construction on the Apple Capitol Loop Trail. The volunteer group that runs the railway says it's taking the opportunity to realign some of their tracks and to keep up with the changing trail system. When the railroad opens for rides coming up this autumn, it will feature 300 new ties and will also reopen portions of the track that they have not used in quite some time. Organizers say that should lead to longer rides for all of their passengers. And a quick traffic note, by the way, for traveling along Highway 2 along the Tumwater Canyon area by the Tumwater Dam. Today and today only single-lane flagger-controlled traffic in the Tumwater Dam area of US 2. They're putting in a Jersey barrier. Also starting today and going through the rest of the year, the Tumwater Dam viewing area will be closed to the public. So again, today and today only 1-lane flagger-controlled traffic through the Tumwater Canyon near the Tumwater Dam. Plan accordingly. That's the news at 14 minutes after the hour. It's going to be a busy news day, I think. My trick knee tells me that. Anyway, whatever makes news today, we will get it together, we will gather it, and then we'll get it out there for you. The news at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock tonight, 5, 6, and 10 on the NCW Live channel. If you have a smart TV or you just use the internet for everything, like me, I guess, you can watch the news. It'll be up and running, posted on our homepage, ncwlife.com. It'll be in our Facebook page. It'll be in our YouTube page. We have an app. We have an X. We have an Instagram account, although I don't know what those are really. That's because I'm old. And if there's something out there that warrants our attention, send us an email, news@ncwlife.com. Mariners win. Apple Sox didn't. And Haley Van Lith was in town last week. Sports is next. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
Global Car Care has the best customer service in the Valley. From the moment you walk in the door, their goal is to help you stay on the road, so you can keep doing what's important to you. Global Car Care certified ASE mechanics stand behind your automotive repairs.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more from less.
At Confluence Health, our mission is clear: to provide exceptional care for our community. We believe in healthcare that's personal and local, because we're just like you, members of this great community.
We are Confluence.
Local care by and for our community.
Local care by and for our community.
Local care by and for our community.
We are Confluence.
Want to stay up to date on the latest news in the area? Tired of paying for your news? Download the NCW Life app now. No subscriptions necessary. Get news, weather, sports, and more live as it happens. Available for iPhone and Android in the App Store. Local news at your fingertips. Don't miss the stories that matter to you. Stay connected. Download the NCW Life app now.
17 minutes after the hour, the Seattle Mariners ended their 5-game skid and did it in a big way. 10-3 the final over the Pirates yesterday. George Kirby not only got run support, he pitched good too. 5 shutout innings. He allowed just 2 runs, 4 hits. He struck out 5 and he walked just 2.
Gal with 26 home runs, 15 of them from the left side. That's a bullet. That's a rocket. It ain't going in the Allegheny, but that'll work too. A 2-run homer by Cal Raleigh here in the first inning, and the Mariners jump on top early. 2-0 Seattle. Big Cal, home run number 27, RBIs 77 and 78. Hey now.
Who else would it be to take some of the pressure off of the offense than Cal?
Top of the order, here's Victor Robles. See what it does. Here's a 3-2 pitch. We're going to find out right there. Down into the corner. Cruising home is Rojas. Rivas. Manny waving him. Here comes Leo. Here's the cannon throw from O'Neal Cruz. And it's dropped by the catcher. Joey Bart moving to third is Robles, and the Mariners off to a fabulous start here. A 4-0 lead in the second inning. Josh Rojas, the leadoff. Rojas, Rivas, and Robles. 15. Scuffling this year. 0-2 with the White Sox and 0-2 here with Pittsburgh. Michael A. Taylor, ball slicing on him. He's on the track. Goal! Josh Rojas makes it a 5-0 lead for the Mariners as he leads off the 4th inning with a bang. It's a 3rd home run for the Mariners in this 6-game roadie. And his own couple of comebackers. He's trying to get something out of the infield here. That's cranked pretty well. Deep into center field. Goodbye. Dominic Canzone. 8-0 Mariners for Dom, his 8th home run. 15th run batted in.
Well, it's great to see the Mariners hit the ball out of the ballpark today. That's their 3rd home run in this game.
Mariners wrap up their 9-game road trip. They got 3 games in Los Angeles, California. They'll take on the Dodgers beginning tonight. Brian Wu will face Gavin Stone. First pitch 7:10 on Root Sports. It's a good thing the Mariners won because Houston just keeps right on winning. The Astros have won 9 out of their last 10. It helps when you play the White Sox. Houston beat the White Sox 2-0. I think Chicago was fielding a junior varsity game this year. A couple of extra innings affairs. Texas got by Minnesota 6-5. The Giants beat Oakland in the Battle of the Bay 4-2, and Atlanta knocked off the Angels. The final there was 3-1. Well, the Tennessee Titans rallied twice in the 4th quarter, beat the Seahawks 16-15 Saturday night in Nashville. The game, of course, didn't count. It's preseason. Rookie place kicker Braden Narveson kicking his 3rd field goal of the game as the clock expired. Sam Howell started and played in the first half, so he wants to be the backup to Geno Smith for the Seahawks, and he looked pretty good doing it. 11-14, 153 yards and a touchdown pass with a 136 passer rating. and a 12-7 lead when he left the game at halftime. It didn't hold up. Seahawks wrap up the preseason schedule with their only home game of the preseason slate. They'll host the Browns at Lumen Field on Saturday night, and then they begin their regular season play September 8th when they host the Broncos. Well, the Wenatchee Apple Sox came within 1 out of winning the West Coast League Championship, but they lost to the Portland Pickles 6-5 Friday night at Walker Stadium in Portland. Portland scored 2 runs in the bottom of the ninth, both with 2 outs, to win its first WCL championship. The Pickles were down to their final out with a runner at first, and then 4 straight hitters reached base to end the game.
First offering from Ahern, bunted, first base side. Cloyd underhands it home, and the tag cannot be applied in time. Cloyd thought he got it there in time, but the fielder's choice does not work for Wenatchee, and the first run of the game scores. Now the 2-1. Swinging the ball, hit hard. Shortstop side, past the attempts of Kashimoto. In to score comes Cloyd, and this game is tied 1-1 here in the second. The 1-0. Swinging the ball, hit hard up the middle. Morisaki will head over to third. We'll see if he gets waved around. He is going to be sent through. Trouble in center field for Otis. It gets away. Morisaki scores. Witten off to the races. He's heading to third. He will be held up there, and he helps give Wenatchee the lead. An RBI single and an error. And the Apple Sox lead 2-1 here in the top of the third inning. The 3-0 to Cloyd. Swing on, hit out toward right center, tailing away. Otis makes the grab on the run. Tagging from third, Witten will score. The throw to first base gets away and goes into the Wenatchee dugout. What on earth there? Terrific grab on the run by Tony Otis, but then trying to get Castagnola out at first, commits his second error of the inning. Here's a big pitch coming up. Swinging the ball, hit toward left, and that's going to get over the head of Morisaki. Barber scores. Briseño right behind him. And it's a 3-3 game here in the third. Portland trying to take its second lead of the game. The 0-2. Swinging a tapper. Third base side. Griffith charges home. Castagnola bobbles. And everyone is safe. It's a 4-3 Portland lead. Freddie Rodriguez. Swinging a ground ball, left side, that will get through. Hoyland waved around from third. Here comes the throw home. It is offline. This game is tied. Kanoa Morisaki with a 2-out RBI single here in the 6th inning. He goes to second on a throwing error, and the Apple Sox make it 4-4. Nola coming. Delaney fires. Swing on, hit the opposite way, down the right field line. Fair ball into the corner. Here comes Hartman around third. He scores. Big Gabe James into second. Wenatchee takes the lead in the top of the ninth. It's 5-4 Sox. Here's the pitch from Quincy Vassar. 2 down. He deals inside for ball 4. And this one is tied. Vassar can't believe it. He's got his palms extended. A bases loaded walk to bring in the tying run. Connor Stewart to the plate. 2 down in the bottom of the ninth. The pitch. Swinging a tapper towards short. Morisaki bobbles, and that's the season.
So the Apple Sox finish just shy of a WCL championship after earning their 9th division championship and their first in 11 years. Wenatchee recorded 38 wins total. That marks the 2nd straight season and the 6th time in franchise history that they got to at least 30 wins. We'll be visiting with Joel Norman later on this week to put a cap on the season. Well, Olympic medalist Haley Van Lith spent some time last week in the Valley, including a visit to Wenatchee Valley College, where she helped out with the Brave Warrior Project. She also sat down with her very own Eric Granstrom, talked about what being an Olympian and being in Paris was like.
It was cool because my coach, Jen Rosati, she understood that this was a unique experience for a lot of us, so she did give us a lot of personal time, and a lot of us had family there, so she wanted us to be able to eat meals with our family and enjoy Paris with them. So I went to the Louvre, I rode my little electronic bike around the city, I went on walks, I went to the Eiffel Tower. Obviously, on the opening ceremony, we went down that Seine River and had that experience in the pouring rain. And actually, I got sick after that.
You
so,
did?
Yes, I got very sick. I had like the flu almost. So, that sucked. But the opening ceremony was such a cool experience. Like I was right at the front of the boat next to LeBron and Coco and like all these amazing athletes, and it was a very surreal moment. So even though I got sick, I would still do it again if I had to. But no, just I saw the whole city. I would love to go back again, but it was a unforgettable experience.
By the way, Eric's entire conversation with Haley Van Lith will air tomorrow on this very program. It'll also be posted on our website at ncwlife.com. And finally, up to Fancher Heights we go. Drive fast, turn left. It was August heat at the Wenatchee Valley Super Oval. The main event was the Rockstar Energy B mods. Coming in first out of Wenatchee was Colby Holiday. Garrett Evans, who lives right next door to the track, finished in second place, and Glenn Knutson out of Quincy finished in third. Also on the agenda on Saturday night, the Plum Perfect Roadrunners main event results includes Kyle Spalding out of East Wenatchee takes the checkered flag. Dale Winterberg of Monitor in second, and Jason Walker of East Wenatchee took third. Also running Saturday night at the WVSO, the WMRA Midgets. The main event results, Garrett McLeese out of Olympia took the checkered flag. Tony Seidelman right behind him out of Spanaway got second. Tony Barry out of Spokane finished third. And also running the Northwest Vintage Modifieds. Michael Dumont of Chehalis took first place. Vince Conwell gets second place. And out of Gig Harbor, Carl Cheth finished third. And can't forget about the B&T Towing Youth Roadrunners. The main event, Caleb Gill out of Wenatchee takes a checkered flag. Kelly and Ingram out of Wenatchee second. And James Harmon from Ephrata finished third. They'll be racing again in the not-too-distant future at the WVSO. And those are just some of the games that people are playing at 27 minutes after the hour. 6 obscure holidays crossed my desk. It's an International Orangutan Day. It's National Soft Ice Cream Day. It's National Aviation Day. It's World Photography Day. It's World Humanitarian Day. But today we celebrate a staple of a lot of people's diets, the potato. Today is National Potato Day, and they are versatile. You can bake them, you can fry them, you can steam them, you can boil them, you can mash them, you can make potatoes au gratin or French fries, of course. Thousands of different potato recipes. Potatoes were first domesticated in Peru and Bolivia about 10,000 years ago. Eventually the Europeans brought them over to Europe. During the 16th century, it became a huge hit because they're easy to grow. They don't spoil for the most part, and they're inexpensive. So you take those three things, and yeah, we'll grow some potatoes. Potatoes are very popular in the United States. Just in the United States, we grow 376 million metric tons of potatoes. That's pretty good. Potatoes are considered the 4th most important crop in the world. I didn't know that. By the way, about a third of all potatoes will eventually become a French fry, and about 13% of all potatoes will become the potato chip. Happy Potato Day today, and remember there is no E in potato in case Dan Quayle is watching. Today in history, we're going way back. We're going back 2,067 years. There's the Roman Senate in session. I think we should do this in the United States. I think the United States Senate, they should all wear white bathrobes. Just a thought. Anyway, it was on this date that Gaius Julius Caesar Octavianus, later known as Augustus, was elected consul by the Roman Senate. He became the very first emperor of the Roman Empire. And why did the Roman Senate make this move? Because Augustus told them to, or he would get really mad. And quite frankly, Augustus was a pretty intimidating dude. Here comes the Roman Empire. It wouldn't last long, but they had a good time while they were doing it. 332 years ago today in Salem, in Massachusetts Bay, this is 1692. We didn't have a country yet. Maybe if we had, this wouldn't have happened. 5 people, 4 men, including a priest, and 1 woman, executed after being convicted of witchcraft. They actually believed in witches in colonial America in the 15th century. Don't want to go there. Anyway, that was 332 years ago today. The only thing standing in the way of Adolf Hitler and being a complete dictatorship was Paul von Hindenburg. Well, Paul died a couple of weeks before Hitler decided, well, let's have a referendum. It was August 19th, 1934, a couple of weeks after Paul von Hindenburg died. 90 years ago today, the nightmare begins. The German referendum of 1934 approves Adolf Hitler's appointment as the head of state. The title would be Führer. 88.1% of all the German voters voted yes. Keep in mind, Hitler's name was the only one on the ballot. You either checked Hitler's name or you didn't. The nightmare begins 90 years ago today. Baseball purists are torn on this. It was a crazy, stupid stunt that Bill Veeck of the St. Louis Browns pulled off. There were those baseball purists who thought this was just stupid. But 73 years ago today, August 19th, 1951, standing 3'7" and weighing 65 pounds, Eddie Gaedel makes his one and only appearance in a Major League Baseball game. He pinch hit for the St. Louis Browns in the bottom of the first inning. He drew a walk on 4 pitches, then replaced by a pitch runner. For years and years, this at-bat was not even included in the official baseball record book and the almanac. They wiped it out like it never happened, but it has now since been reinstated because he did play in a Major League game. The president of the American League was not happy. This was on a Saturday. The league offices were closed. On Monday, the president of the American League made his contract null and void, but Eddie Gaedel, in one of the more bizarre baseball promotions, takes to the plate August 19th, 1951. And there's a reason, if you're the head of the Soviet Union, you don't really take vacations. You kind of hang around Moscow. That's just the way it is. You just don't leave because something might happen, like, I don't know, a coup. I remember this. August 19th, 1991, Mikhail Gorbachev and his family was on vacation at the resort in the Black Sea, and while he was gone, he was placed under house arrest while on vacation in the Ukraine, and the rest of the Politburo said, we're taking over. Here's the news, NBC News from August 19th, 1991.
This is an NBC News special report. Crisis in Moscow. Now, here is Bryant Gumbel.
Good afternoon. This has been an extraordinary day in the Soviet Union, where Mikhail Gorbachev has been ousted from power. In what appears to have been a bloodless coup, hardliners have seized power and declared a state of emergency. Armored columns of troops have taken up positions throughout the Soviet Union, and Mikhail Gorbachev is said to be under house arrest at his vacation home in the Crimea. A committee made up of hardline KGB and defense chiefs named former Vice President Gennady Yanayev, a 53-year-old communist conservative, to replace Gorbachev. In a news conference called earlier today, the committee claims Gorbachev resigned due to ill health. Those who have seized power say the state of emergency is temporary, and they even indicated that Gorbachev could have his job back when his health improved. At the moment, tanks line the streets of Moscow, and there have been demonstrations and some gunfire, though no reports of any injuries. Boris Yeltsin, the president of the Republic of Russia, is at the center of what resistance there is. He has called on his people to resist the emergency committee, and he's urged an immediate general strike. He has also urged Soviet soldiers to abandon their posts.
It, of course, didn't work. The Soviet Union had been imploding slowly but surely over a period of a number of years. This just accelerated the beginning of the end of the Soviet Union. Don't go on vacation when you're the dictator of a country. At least don't go so far away that the people who don't like you will simply take your job. On this date in 1991. And let's do some birthdays. He was the younger brother of Wilbur, Orville Wright, the engineer and the pilot and the co-founder of the Wright Company. Neither he nor Wilbur, by the way, ever married. They were kind of married to their work. Orville Wright, born in the state in 1871. That's why today is National Aviation Day. And we always do presidents. The 42nd president of the United States, William Jefferson Blythe IV. That's when he was born. He was named after his father, who was a traveling salesman. Of course, his father was killed in a car accident when his mother was pregnant, so he never knew his father. Bill Clinton was 4 years old when his mother married Roger Clinton, a car salesman. The family left Hope, Arkansas, moved to Hot Springs, Arkansas when Bill Clinton was 7. He changed his last name from Blythe to Clinton when he was a teenager. When Bill Clinton left office In January of 2001, he had the highest end of office approval rating of any U.S. president since World War II. He had a 68% approval rating. Most presidents would die for that kind of approval rating nowadays. He, of course, is the only president who was a Rhodes Scholar, and he has 2 Grammy Awards. I didn't know that. They're certainly not for playing the saxophone, I can tell you that much. Bill Clinton is 78 years old today. He'll be addressing the Democratic National Convention in Chicago sometime this week. Special thanks to our platinum sponsor, Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. You know by now we're going to see highs only in the lower 80s or maybe even the upper 70s by Friday and Saturday. Good time just to shut off the AC, open up the windows, and have Alpine Air take a look at it, because eventually your air conditioning unit is going to become your heating unit. You know it is. You might as well make sure it's running top-notch. Give Alpine Air a call. They know what they're doing. And special thanks to our friends at Prestige Senior Living at Colonial Vista. Thanks for being on board. Is Mike Magnotti a Swiftie? I don't know. We'll find out together. And then guess what? School is right around the corner. A little more than 2 weeks from now, it's back to school, at least for the Wenatchee School District. I had a chance to sit down with Dr. Corey Callahar, the superintendent of the Wenatchee School District, and our visit will come up your way next. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel. Last we spoke, we talked about term life insurance. We got the basics from you, very educational, very informative. Let's turn the page, talk about permanent life insurance. The do's and the don'ts, and what exactly is it?
So permanent life insurance is just kind of like what it says, is right. It's something that you want to be there forever. You want it to be permanent. You don't want it to go away. You don't want any price increases. You don't want to have to go back and redo your health. You don't want to have to do any more exams or screening or blood tests or anything like that. You're saying, I want to do this one time.
One and done.
One and done. I don't want to do this ever again. And I don't want the premiums to ever go up on me ever again as well. And even when you say permanent, that doesn't mean that a permanent policy they're all created equal. There's a lot of contracts out there that say that they are permanent, or they are permanent, they could be permanent, but the prices might go up in the future. So you have to be very, very careful about what type of permanent policy you get.
So there are benefits, but you got to do your homework.
You got to do your homework. You have to understand and you have to know the contracts, right? There's permanent whole life policies. Most people know of those. There's universal life. There's variable life. There's even indexed IUL policies. There's tons of different contracts out there. I'm not going to speak on all of them. There's disclosures you have to say on all kinds of stuff when it comes to life insurance. But you have to know the differences between each individual contract. Some are good and some are bad, right? And sometimes financial advisors, insurance agents, they just have their own opinion. But is it the fact of how the actual contracts work? I would say go back to the fact of what does that permanent mean?
This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now look, so I wouldn't know Taylor Swift if I bumped into her on the street. And literally, if I've ever heard any of her songs, I'm clueless. But I've seen a number of people recently, though, posting on Facebook that based on some of her lyrics on her new album, Swift mocks Christianity and is satanic. Well, having some mild interest in the activities of the Prince of Darkness, I briefly perused Miss Swift's lyrics, and I had to conclude that if I wanted to be offended, I really had to work at it. However, I have to admit that I'm somewhat obtuse. Yeah, I know, but if Miss Swift is mocking Christianity, maybe her attitude is motivated more by some of the behavior of some Christians and not by, what's his name, that other guy. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
Hey there, folks. Blueberry Carrie here to invite you on out to experience Blueberry Hills.
Of course, the food is fabulous, like our cheese splints, our famous French dip, our legendary Eggs Benedict, and unforgettable burgers. But we're more than just great food. People come from all over the world to experience what's been called one of the best destination restaurants in the Pacific Northwest. So come on out and see what all the fuss is about. Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
I'm Jen Mueller. Watch for my show, I Cook, You Measure on NCW Life. It's part cooking instruction, part entertainment, and all about connecting over food and wine with your favorite Northwest athletes.
Watch I Cook, You Measure with Jen Mueller Mondays at 1, Wednesdays at 2, Fridays at 11 a.m., and Saturday and Sundays at 10:30 p.m. right here on the NCW Life channel. Your backyard is your sanctuary, but perhaps your furniture has not withstood the test of time. When outdoor comfort is a priority, enhance your backyard retreat with Tropitone furniture. Customize your colors and style with furniture made to last. For the ultimate in relaxation, a hot spring spa offers just that to your outdoor retreat. Central Washington Water is home to the experts for your hot tub and swimming pool maintenance and Tropitone furniture. Stop by Central Washington Water today to upgrade your outdoor experience.
Here's your coffee. That'll be $5.
Thanks.
Oh, it's only $5.
Oh, I like paying double.
Why?
I've always paid more.
You wouldn't pay double for coffee. So don't pay double on your heating bill. Cut your heating bills by up to half when you switch to a heat pump or ductless mini split and get cash back from Chelan PUD plus federal tax credits. Learn more at chelanpud.org/save.
Welcome back to the program. August 28th, Wednesday, August 28th is going to be here before you know it. And for the Wenatchee School District, it's the first day of school. If you live in the footprint of the Wenatchee School District, you got one of these in the mail. If you didn't, you can download it as a PDF on the school district website. And we always take this time, late August, early September, to talk to the area superintendents. Batting leadoff, if you pardon the baseball analogy, is Dr. Corey Kelleher, superintendent of the Wenatchee School District. First of all, it's good to see you.
Yeah, nice to see you. Thanks for having me.
Welcome back. August 28th is almost upon us.
Absolutely.
You have some downtime in the world of administration in July, but you're not working altogether. It's always there in your job with 900 employees and 6,800 students. It never really goes away. You're really never on vacation. But you got some downtime. August comes and you start ratcheting it up to get ready to welcome the new kids to the school year. This is your second year with the big job. The learning curve is now done. Now your feet are wet. You're good to go. Talk about your expectations, Corey, not the school district, you personally as the superintendent heading into the school year.
Well, I appreciate that, Dan. Always great questions. And leading into the conversation is I do feel like I have that first year under my belt and feel a lot better about my knowledge and direction and where I want the school district to go. But honestly, it's still a learning curve. There is still that learning curve. There are new things that are coming at us every single year. And but it's great to be in the job and in the role and have some consistency ahead of us for the school district. And I'm really looking forward to year 3 of our strategic plan. I'm looking forward to completing a softball complex at Triangle Park and really looking forward to bringing the kids back on the 28th.
How many, any idea right now as we speak what the enrollment district-wide is going to be? We know it's in a slow decline.
Yeah.
This isn't news to anybody. And it's not the Wenatchee School District. All of the school districts, almost everywhere you look, have seen a decline in enrollment. People are simply having less babies.
Yes.
Is the essential cause of it. There's other socioeconomic as well. Any idea what the enrollment's going to be?
Yeah, last year we landed or ended our year with 6,740 students for 23-24. We're projecting a 200 to 225 student decrease, one based on the birth rates as you had shared, but other based on graduating classes that are larger than what we currently have in our system. And then, of course, there's just more opportunity in the Wenatchee School District to go to school other than public school.
There's still online schools. Some people, once COVID came, never really returned to campus. You have Pinnacles Prep. You have the new school opening up that Grace City Church is underwriting. So this pattern is probably not going to be abated anytime in the near future. Your strategic planning, even through the next decade, is going to be predicated on the fact we're simply not going to be as big as we used to be.
Absolutely, yeah, and we're seeing the decrease in numbers impact the elementary school most predominantly right now. But when those second, third, and fourth graders are 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, we'll see an issue at the middle school as well. And then when they're 9, 10, 11th graders, we'll have smaller numbers at the high school.
Incoming kindergartners, kids going into the system for the first time, the kindergartners, they're signed up, they're ready to go. Moms are nervous, dads are probably even more nervous.
Yes.
When do you have an idea of your kindergarten enrollment, the kids who are going into the K through 12 system for Wenatchee?
Yeah, we have a strong idea of that enrollment right now. However, there are lots of families that sign up the first week of September, the second week of September. So we're hoping that those numbers increase. And if you follow the charts of the birth rates, 2019 is what we think of as our kindergarten group. The actual birth rates did kind of go up for that year, but we haven't necessarily realized an increase from what we've projected.
And if I remember correctly, it depends, people move and people come and go, but roughly 65 to 70% of the kids who go into the system as a kindergarten will leave as a 12th grader and stay in the system the entire way. That's about what it is. Mm-hmm. And that's pretty good, isn't it?
That's great. Yeah, absolutely. And we have strong graduation rates in our system, and we are working hard to keep those consistent.
The interim tag you no longer wear. Well, you never wore a tag that said interim on it, right? I mean, literally. Does that make you feel a little bit better?
Well, it does. I saw the opportunity was to enter the school district as superintendent with that interim label, and that was the entry point that I had, and so I had to take that opportunity. And just very, very thankful and grateful for the year that we had last year. It was challenging. It was tough. There's a lot of change coming up, but to have the support of the school board and to have the consistency and leadership for the Wenatchee School District, I think is going to be hugely important, and it'll help us attack the challenges that we have, I think, with gusto and to do it the right way.
The Columbia decision was painful. We all know that. Yeah. Nobody wants to see a school close. They just don't.
Right.
Sometimes the reality is the reality. We know the formal response from the teachers and the parent organizations that tried to keep it going, and in the end were unsuccessful in their efforts. Just in the general public, Corey, when you were out and about at Safeway or at a wild game, what were you hearing from people? Like, sorry it had to happen, or it's a tough decision to make, just from the general public and not those with specific vested interests in Columbia?
That's a really, really good question, because what I heard from the community was often support for working toward the right decisions, even though they're hard. A lot of times that's what we heard from folks is, hey, the right decision is not always the easy decision, but thank you for taking a fiscal responsible look at the school district, and not just what can we do for this year, what can we do for subsequent years, and what does our fund balance look like in the future. So a lot of support, everyone had an opinion on one side or another of the issue, but most people were always very supportive of the work that we were trying to do and trying to maintain a fund balance for the school district longitudinally.
Tuesday the 27th, just down the hall from where we're sitting in Corey's office, the Wenatchee School Board directors will vote on the budget, the operating budget for the 2024-2025 school year. Obviously, the vast majority of this falls on your finance director, who does a very good job.
He does.
King of the spreadsheets. This is what we think we got coming in. This is what we know we have coming in. That's not going to go away. Expenditures, all that, and then they vote. But there's a lot of flexibility in this. This isn't this isn't a box that you're dealing with. It's
Absolutely.
It's more of a balloon, right? Talk about the budget process.
It is, and the budget process, as I've shared with just recently shared with our administrators, it's a living, breathing thing. And what we have as our projections right now are the most conservative projections that we could possibly have. Looking at, and unfortunately you have to look at this, what are the worst case scenarios? What happens if inflation is maximized throughout this school year? What happens if our material supplies and operating costs are at the most extreme they ever are? What happens if we do lose 225 students? So we have to factor those in, and Sean and his finance team do a great job of spending a lot of time forecasting what the landscape looks like in years to come without knowing that. And so the first milestone that we have will be October 1st count. So we count our students every single day of September just to make sure we know who's here and what that looks like, because every student, means dollars from the state. But October 1st is when we usually have the largest count of our school year, and everyone's usually in a seat, and we can really kind of predict that. And then the other milestones are when we close the books for the 23-24 school year and can actually see how we did that year. Did we beat the budget? Do we have some deficits that we need to take care of? And then we pay very close attention to the legislative session, which starts in January, and this year it's a long session, so it goes until April. But those legislators always make decisions that will impact our budget, not only this school year, but the subsequent school years as well.
And you're going to have new challenges, legislatively speaking, because you advocate for your school district with our state representatives and our state senator. It would be the 12th district. You would have 2 state representatives and a state senator, and that would be the people who you would lobby with, who would then subsequently lobby Olympia as a whole. Now we're all districted up, when the federal judge is rolled in, and now the Wenatchee School District, from a geographical standpoint, could very well have 3 senators and 6 members of the House. And is that something that concerns you, that you might not be able to advocate just with these 3 people, as opposed now I got to deal with all of these other lawmakers and they may not care?
Well, and I think that's the point that is important, Dan, is it doesn't matter how many people we need to talk to, we'll talk to them all. It just matters to me what the bandwidth that each of those individuals has for the Wenatchee School District. Before we had people that were very invested in the community, were from the community and had roots here. So I think it'll be almost harder to engage and make a point as why we are so important and why we need their considerations moving forward.
Birth rates may be down, but people are still moving to the Wenatchee Valley. Wenatchee itself is growing. East Wenatchee is exploding in population. That is not going to change, even though enrollment is down. When people say, I got a job offer, Confluence Health, PUD, something, we're going to move to Wenatchee and we're going to put down roots, one of the first things the parent looks at is schools.
Absolutely.
It's schools. What's the school system like? Is my kid going to get a decent education?
Yep.
Is that an easy sell or a hard sell for the superintendent when the parents start doing their homework about where their kids may go to school if in fact they decide to move to North Central Washington?
Right. That's a great question, Dan. I think there's lots of considerations in that. I mean, I hope what we're presenting of our school district, and I know what we're presenting, is our best foot forward. And when you look at our school systems, our programs, our buildings, and our facilities, and what we offer our students, I think that we have a very competitive package that we can offer new folks as they move in. But we have work to do. There's no doubt about it. We need to be more aligned, and I think our strategic plan that we're moving into our 3rd year is going to take us to that next level as we look at our big 6 data points and really work on the metrics and raising what students' learnings and outcomes are.
A couple more questions for you. We'll cut you loose. I know you're busy. When the other superintendents get together, what are they talking? When you and Dr. Berg and the other superintendents, not only from North Central Washington but all over the state, you guys get together. You have your little confab. What do you talk about?
Everything. I mean, a lot. It really kind of depends on the season. We often are always talking about budget. We're always talking about IPD and cost of living, but we're also talking about what impacts our students, whether it's affordable housing, whether it's cell phones, everything under the sun. And that's why it's important for us to get together, because we all have the same issues underneath our districts, but there's all different ways of looking at it, different perspectives, and so through that collaboration we can share best practices and hopefully change the results.
You started as an educator, got into administration, now you're the superintendent. That's usually the way it works in the world of professional education. Do you miss the classroom? I mean, we know Lance Noel just missed it so much he had to drop his principal job and go back to teach.
Yes.
Just because he missed it.
Yes.
And that was the only reason. He just wanted to be back every day in a school with a classroom. Do you miss that? Do you occasionally, I know you get out of the office and go to all the schools, but do you miss the one-on-one that you get with the students? Because you're, as the superintendent, really interacting on a daily basis more with your staff and your professionals and your teachers and not so much with the students.
Right.
Do you miss that?
I do. I mean, adults are fun, don't get me wrong, but the students are why we are in this business. And when I was principal at Westside High School, we created an advisory program that allowed me to teach once a week on Mondays. And so I had my own advisory group, and so that kind of fed that juice. Now I have the Superintendent's Advisory Council, so I do get to work with students, and I do get to teach and get to work in that capacity. So I'm fulfilling those needs. However, I am super happy and excited for Lance, because I think in the back of our minds, all of us are teachers in our core, and we want to get back to that. And someday it would be great to find myself back in a classroom, working every day with students and building that relationship that just doesn't come from anything else than engaging every single day together collaboratively in the same space.
And anything that can get you out of the office for an extended period of time is probably good for you too.
Totally good.
Yeah, you don't want to be chained to that chair answering phone calls all day.
No, it's good. It's good for, we encourage everyone here in the district office to get into the buildings as much as possible, because it consistently reminds us why we're here, the work we're doing, and who we impact.
Even if you don't have a kid in the district, it's still the Wenatchee School District. You have a vested interest in it, whether you have a kid in it or not.
Well, and to that point, Dan, is I look at the Wenatchee School District as synonymous with the Wenatchee Valley, and the Wenatchee Valley synonymous with Wenatchee School District. We are paired, we are united. Whether your students go to the school, or whether they play soccer on our fields, or they're in the Apple Bowl, or wherever, we're one, and it's a great place to be.
You ever have any days where you go, what the hell did I get myself into? Why did I apply for Paul Gordon's job? And Bill Eagle got it. Maybe we should have just let Bill keep it. Do you have days like that, or are they mostly good days?
They're good days, and even and that's, people have asked me that. It's like, careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
But no, it's fantastic. There are days I go home and the challenges are real, and we take that home with us. But there's never a day that I don't wake up and am very grateful and blessed to be where I am.
Dr. Corey Callahar is the superintendent of the Wenatchee School District. They are very good communicators, and I mean top flight communicators. You send them an email, you make a phone call, they will respond. And best of luck on the school year. Looking forward to seeing you out and about at all the athletic events that we'll be covering. If you want to get together and do the show again, you're more than welcome to do so.
I love it. Thanks for the invite,
Best
Dan,
of luck, Corey, and have a great school year.
All right, thank you.
All right. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
Highlander Golf Course and Grill, located in East Wenatchee, offers terrific views and challenging play for golfers at every skill level. From the golf course to the grill, you don't need to be a member to dine in style and play golf too. Highlander's well-groomed fairways and greens keep it difficult, yet friendly for your regular rounds of golf or a new destination for you and your out-of-town friends. Contact the Highlander Pro Shop today to schedule your tee time, outing, or tournament. Open 7 days a week, where everyone is welcome to play and eat. What once was old now is new to the NCW Life Channel. Tune in for Bonanza, Superman, The Andy Griffith Show, The Beverly Hillbillies, The Invisible Man, The Lone Ranger, and The Lucy Show. Check your program guide for classic programming on NCW Life Channel, your local TV station. When you've been in business for 40 years, it's because you understand change and you put members first, always. Now Works is announcing a change in their membership model. Up to 6 people on one membership that you can mix and match. The more people, the bigger the discounts. Introducing the Works shared membership model. One membership, friends and family and flexibility. Works, the cleanest, friendliest, most helpful gyms you and your friends will ever join.
All right, before we get into the forecast in detail, I didn't mention this, at least I don't think at the top of the show. Starting tomorrow, we'll have under 14 hours of daylight. In fact, sunrise is now after 6 a.m. and by the end of this week, sunset will be before 8 o'clock. Summer is slipping away from us, and a quick little reminder, autumn is only a month away because we're going to have some fairly cool temperatures once we get through today, which will be above normal. From the National Weather Service, here we go. Sunshine today. The high clouds are already starting to thin out. We'll get up to about 88 degrees, 59 for the overnight low expected tonight. Tuesday, sunshine all day. Going to take us a little bit longer to warm up, which means we're only going to get to 83 on Tuesday, with 57 for the overnight low on Tuesday night. That low that's been off the west coast is going to weaken and leave Tuesday night. Wednesday, sunshine but only 80 degrees, and then showers, light showers possible in the wee small hours of Wednesday night into early Thursday morning with an overnight low of 59. Thursday, about a 40% chance of showers with hit and miss sunshine and a high of only 80 on Thursday. Keep in mind our normal high is 86. And look at Friday. 83, Saturday 79. It's going to cool down quite a bit, but we still have a few more 90-degree days ahead of us. That's it for us. Have a great Monday. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.